Welcome back to the MMA Scene. Today's video presents...
Will the Jon Jones fight versus Francis Ngannou fight, will that fight ever happen? Because they are making it intriguing. Jon Jones just tweeted out something along the lines. Again, don't quote me. I don't know how is it that you could say you're the best, the baddest man on the planet when you're yelling from across the street. And then Jones replied by saying, Francis Ngannou replied by saying, "Hey, well, why don't you cross the street?" In other words, he's the one he's portraying that Jones is saying that. Will this fight ever take place? Getting a chance to know Jon, I don't think Jon really cares. I don't think Jon needs a guy like Francis Ngannou to be able to say that he is, the greatest of all time. And in reality, Jon doesn't need any of those guys. But the guy that he probably does want to be, and he does want to be the greatest heavyweight of all time, his name is Stipe Miocic. You see, at the end of the day, people will look at the credentials, people will look at the numbers, and people will see that at the end of the day, his name is Stipe Miocic, who is the baddest heavyweight in the UFC roster in history, because numbers don't lie. And a matter of fact, he has a win over Francis Ngannou. A domination that he had for 5 rounds. I remember that fight. So a lot of questions to be asked. Will a lot of doors be open? Is this the start of something cool? We go back when we think of what Jake Paul said a few days ago. He says, "Hey, me versus Nate Diaz, Francis Ngannou versus Jon Jones," and I believe there's another one that made sense. But anyways, what they're trying to say is that, hey, PFL versus the UFC. PFL versus the UFC. I tell you what, guys, if you guys just think that the UFC is the only place, the only powerhouse where the best fighters in the world are just made, guys, there's a lot of tough fighters out there. So this could be a new avenue that could take MMA and take it to a whole new level. But will the UFC abide? Are they willing to say, hey, you know what? The fans want to see it. The world wants to see it. Why don't we do a collaboration? Let's let the best man win. We'll see. They're both promoted by the ESPN, which helps a lot of this negotiation, which helps. Maybe they do a one-time deal. Winner takes all.
Thanks for watching us. If you like, please don't forget to like and subscribe.